Stop. Go backwards slightly and stop. Weapon up. Okay. So for a friction of a moment, what happened here is as soon as they were coming through that corner, that gun in his body triggered that angle over there. That means if someone is standing over here, he has the time to, gun, and I need to do something here. Even if I will try to shoot him and he will be super fast and he will go through, the next guy, the third guy, whatever, they will get shot. Why? Because it triggered this angle. Another issue which will be really interesting, that is that if he will see me, what will be his natural reaction? Turning around. But he's also coming around the corner, right? So we have inefficiency because no one is covering up ahead. Plus there is a high chance with pistols or MP7s that we will have here friendly fire. So we talked previously about the whole room clearing and we really focused on the individual skill and specifically about the rooms themselves, right? From the moment we are arriving at the door until the moment we are clearing the room. Let's get away from it for a second and let's talk about mobility. Generally, okay, from A to B. Or in other words, me and my partner, the number 2, want to move from A to B. Make sense? Good. For context-wise, don't get confused with too many possibilities. Think about it, you are searching for someone, right? Good. Now, when I'm searching for someone, or I'm not so sure about my environment, I want to be together with my friend, correct? I don't want to split too much. Do we agree about that? We want to be together. Why do we want to be together, in few words?
Communication.
Communication, what else?
Firepower.
Very good.
Confidence.
Confidence. Because now where is my friend? In low light conditions, this is really important. I know where he is. He's there. Make sense? Good. Plus, in terms of handling different angles, it's more efficient because you have someone with you who is able to address the same angles that comes to you that you cannot address, which this is exactly what we're going to talk about. Okay? The wingman concept. Okay? Good. I would like to have you standing here as the point man, okay? You all remember the word point man, the number 1, right? Again, we talk only about 2-man capacity just to make stuff simple. And I would like to have a wingman who is number 2. Let's go on your strong side. Okay, he's number 2. Point man, wingman. All right, good. Wingman concept. So the number 2 working space is like a rainbow behind the number 1, which means, for example, go out for a second. If I am the number 1, I can work from here, like we talked before, or I can work from here, okay? It's a U behind him, which I can utilize to handle different angles. Make sense? So it's a U. That U directions of fire going away from my partner, not through him. So for example, stuff like this would obviously make no sense. Is that clear for everybody? Just to clarify this. Okay. Again, we're talking about mobility, right? During the movement, the entire time our hips are to the front. And all the time I will be behind my partner like this. Weapon up. That's how it will look like. So in a few seconds we will start moving and I want you to focus on our legs and on our body posture. Okay? Ready? Let's move. You see how it looks like? That's how the movement will look like. By utilizing the muzzle before flash and with having a proper footwork, we can catch up together, we can move together, and we can be together without too much wobbling around and so on and so on. Make sense until now? Okay. Everybody understand the working area around him, the working sectors and stuff? Very good. Okay, let's practice it. Again, nothing is in game. We're just focusing on the body posture. I remind you, hips forward, normal walking, eyes above the side. Okay. By the way, who sets the tempo? Number 1 or 2, pointman, wingman? Who sets the tempo? Who?
Pointman.
Very good. Who navigates?
Pointman.
Is the first man always right?
No.
Very good, okay? Number 2, still have the responsibility to slow him down or to stop him. Make sense? Okay, you two stand by, get ready, weapon forward. Eyes above sight, weapon presented forward. Move to me, let's go. And right, and left. Very good. Muzzle before flash, muzzle before flash. Very good, very good. All right, next 2 guys, let's go, stand by. Ready? Okay, let's move. Right? Nice. Muzzle before flash. Left. Okay, slow down for a second. Stop like this. Okay. Question, stay like that. Can you see my hand right now?
Not really.
Not really. Stay like this. Can you identify me right now? What do I have in my hands? Not really. Can you identify my hands right now?
Only the left.
Only the left, right? If we're honest, if you're under stress,
Yeah.
right? Low light conditions, okay.
Yeah.
Not only this, if there will be anything on the floor, like a body, like a hole, we had it like last year in this CQS, for example, you will not see it coming and you can get injured, right? So get a gun down a little bit, just like him, for example. This is a perfect example. Eyes above the gun, gun slightly down, okay? And look what's coming. Look what's coming, because you need to identify problems, things you can maybe do, and so on and so on, okay? When I will say threat, you will get between sights, just to prove that it's possible, okay? You ready? Let's go. And let's move. Left. Contact right. Punch the weapon out, punch the weapon out. Always eyes above sights. Walk normal. Hips forward, easy going, easy going. Left. Oh, very good. Right. Very good. If the point man is too fast, slow him down. Take your hand off the handguard, slow him down. Exactly. Very good weapon manipulation, good. Right. You can see how he's really bringing up the gun, and only when he has a clear line of fire, he deploys the gun. Left, right, 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 right. Very good. Yeah, very nice. Slow down a little bit. Hips forward, just walks normal. Exactly. Eyes above sight, weapons going down just a little bit, so you can really see also what's coming in front of you. So weapon down just a little bit. All right, left. Very good. Right. Left. Right. Left. Speed up. Speed up. Right. Very good. Only when it's clean deployed. Very good. All right. Outstanding. Okay, guys, so we talked about the pointman, wingman, the mobility and everything, and we focused only on the mobility forward, correct? But now let's get back a little bit to reality. In reality, we have stuff like this, right? What is the problem here if I'm coming from there? What is the issue I have here?
The left corner.
Well, I have a left corner, I have a place which I cannot see. I need to address it, but in the same time, I need to keep a gun to the upper head, right? Because I want to be ready. There is many ways of doing that. Some of those are more efficient, some of those are not so flexible for different situations. Instead of talking too much, I just want to take you into a principle-based training and just to talk on it in few words, explain it, break it down, and just practice it. Make sense? I want you guys now to move into this direction and somehow handle this corner, okay? And after that, I will show you my way. You ready? Okay, come back. Do it one more time. Stop. Okay. So for a friction of a moment, what happened here is as soon as they were coming through that corner, that gun in his body triggered that angle over there. That means if someone is standing over here, he has the time to, gun, and I need to do something here. Even if I will try to shoot him and he will be super fast and he will go through, the next guy, the third guy, whatever, they will get shot. Why? Because it triggered this angle. Another issue which will be really interesting, that is that if he will see me, what will be his natural reaction? Turning around. But he's also coming around the corner, right? So we have inefficiency because no one is covering up ahead. Plus there is a high chance with pistols or MP7s that we will have here friendly fire. Okay? So let's see how we can do it more efficient, but in the same time, how we can also tailor it a little bit into human behavior. Make sense? Good. All right, so we have two approaches to this. Either that the pointman is at all time taking cover to the front, which means consistent cover to the long, or that the team will be pretty fluid in terms of responsibility, and they will work according to the principle of near to far, which means the nearest problem to the nearest person is under his responsibility. So for example, if they are coming from here, who is the nearest person to the problem? this guy over here, right? If this problem will be here, who has the first priority? He has it. Why? Because he's the nearest to the problem, okay? Near to far.
So we can switch between pointman and wingman directly into situations where we have the corners, right?
Exactly, yeah. So there will be situations where you will have to switch between them. You will have to, for example, if you will have that thing in the same time here, like a T-section, let's call it like this, even though you have a problem to the front, in the end, near to far, right? These are two things you will have to address first, and only then this. So you will have all of these games between responsibilities.
So we can admit this system also like in a 2 or 3
exactly.
group of guys.
Exactly. You can take it into 2-man, 3-man, diamond formation, T formations, and so on and so on, which we will get back to in a second. Now, to make it clear, we have 2 variations for this. The first one, that the pointman is always consistent to the front. For example, I'm an individual who came out of nowhere. He can't just take his eyes away from me, right? He has to control me, correct? So he's locked to the front. Or he saw some shadows over there, right? So this variation number 1, he's all the time fixed to the front. Here the number 2 has to do what you just did before, fixing from left to right in according to the problem we have. Make sense? Variation number 2, there is no fixation to the front, or they don't feel too much stress from the front and they rather solve problems that are near rather than far away. Make sense? Here, the principle is simple. The closest man to the problem handles the problem. Make sense? Good. It's very fluid, and actually, it's really simple to do and it's really effective. Okay? Good. Okay, let's break it down now, specifically how we're handling that issue over here. Most of you had that issue before, that when you passed through it, the front of the gun triggered the corner, or what we call telegraphing. When telegraphing occurs, we are alerting our opponent to our position and also to our intentions. Because if someone sees my gun, he knows what? That's probably I'm an opponent. I'm a threat to him, just like he is to me. Let's see what we can do. Number 1 over here, weapon up. Number 2 is over there. Everybody remember the 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and all of this? It exists here as well. Doesn't matter that there is no room here or a specific door, it still exists here. Okay? Now pay attention. Imagine that this is the apex of the threshold, right? Pointman and number 2, they recognize this problem, right? You can recognize that something here is wrong, correct? So from here, his eyes are already orienting around here. Once you are trained in this system, it's very easy for you to tell what is 90 degrees and 40 degrees just by looking on a certain edge of a cover, for example. Make sense? So what they will do here is the following. Go back for a second. Okay. He will move. He can see the problem coming, correct? Move until 45 exposure. Stop. From here, we have what we call the 45 degrees. You see that with the flashlight? 45 degrees. It will be really recommended to stop before that angle and to allow number 2 to take the step ahead. He's not becoming really a pointman, but he will position himself slightly ahead. Let's see how it works. You see that? Good. What is really important is that the number 1 will compress the weapon. Why will compress the weapon? Because, as you see, this is also the reason why I told him to be the pointman. He has a long platform. That's life, right? Sometimes we will be issued with longer guns. That's how it is. Okay? So, in this case, what I would like him to do is to compress the weapon. Important. Try not to compress the weapon like this. Why? Because it's less natural to punch it out in case a threat will emerge. What I want you to do is to keep the weapon straight, but just slightly compressed above. Make sense? In addition, pay attention to the elbows interaction here. This is used for contact. He knows where he is, and above all, in case he will need to bail out, he will take him with him backwards. Remember from the human behavior, this flinch mechanism, that something happens and we go away from it? If he will see any threat over there, automatically he will flinch backwards. And he will take him with him backwards. Let's continue. Ready? Okay, there start to slice. Stop. Until here, the person in priority is him, right? Correct? He's doing the same thing we did with the room clearing. The same posture, the same progress, the same decision making. Later on, when we will learn the advanced techniques like the NDIA and the rest, he does the same stuff. He doesn't need to learn anything new, right? And the only thing he does is he starts to slice around that corner. What will be the next angle here? 90, right? Okay, let's keep going. So, okay. He broke the 90 degrees. You could see I didn't need to tell him anything. He already understood it. He got the 90 degrees. He's behind cover. If we are honest, if you will be under constant movement, it will be hard for you to be 100% behind cover or concealment, but it's good as it gets. Long story short, as soon as he gets the corner, number one can punch the muzzle out. It's okay. He will have still a body contact with the shoulder with him in the back. That means still if he bails away, he will take him with him. And from here, as soon as he can see the corner, which is there, he can release it. Stand by and let's move. Okay, very good. Stop. In this case, on purpose, I was not positioning here any kind of like a closet or something that could have a depth into it. Right now, it just is a straight wall and a classic corner. Until now, it makes sense? Okay. Question. Why do you think this constellation, this formation, this whole body movement, why is this human behavior compliant? Who can tell me?
Simple.
Simple. What else?
You feel where your body is going.
It's always the same system because the number one here doesn't need to learn anything new, right? Same body work, same 45-90. He can always orient himself around the same thing that will lead him to the same type of solutions.
It gives me confidence because I feel it moves.
Give you confidence, but there was one factor here which was really important because we talked about it back then, right? Offensive use of lethal force is going to be rare. So if someone is here, you're going to be reactive, right? Okay.
And I am also have like firepower, and like in a case, so I feel my self-confidence because if I have a threat in the front or on the left, I know my body's there as well and can shoot the guy.
All right.
With me, and it's like muscle for flesh.
Very
so
good.
My body is safe.
Let me follow up on what you just said. It is also likely that if someone knows we're coming and we will trigger him, he will open fire, right? Let's say even I fucked up, he saw my muzzle coming in and he already delivered one shot. What will be the natural human response from a loud explosion or some strong flash in front of, or if you see someone running to you like this?
Fail out.
To inspect or fail out.
Right? Automatically. Doesn't matter how trained you are. Automatically it will be like this. Okay. Okay. Did you recognize the constellation between them? Can you get into a position real quick? The number two, who is the one who is in the highest chance of encountering a threat because, well, it's close, it's here, we don't know what's coming. He has the elbow and his body positioned slightly in front of the number two, which means, you ready? And again, I'm going to try to run to him, surprise him or whatever. He will take him with him. Not necessarily really take him, but his movement will cause him to follow with him. We're talking about just a few centimeters, but that centimeters are the difference between I see him to I don't see him anymore. What will be the result? If I missed him and I'm trying to shoot him, and that happens in force and force often, the threat starts to follow them. And then who's reactive, proactive? Proactive, reactive. But again, we'll get back to that later. I don't want to break it too much. So let's summarize it very quick. You guys will be right here. One guy here will be honest. He will go to the corner and he will tell what he saw, what's not. Again, it's tricky with the long gun, but this is a reason why I picked this guy up, because he has a long platform and we can still do it. Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. 45, it's there. Let number two work. All right, how was it for you? Did you saw anything? Did you have a chance?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
The master from Pointman was a bit earlier than the Wingman, but I guess it was just because the cover of the red ones, so
Yeah.
they were totally in time.
Okay. Last factor I want to talk about, and that is the whole story of play to threat and play to protect, my friend. Yes, we also try to get the number two to be in line with the number one, so he will, if you're number one, he will protect him from that angle. But to be honest, this is too reactive for me to consider it as a factor for this tactic. Plate carrier is a plate carrier. It's like thinking about the airbag and how I position myself to the airbag in the car, right? What is important here is the proper footwork, is the proper exposure time and management, and the proper ability to properly readjust your position in case a threat is emerging from that corner. Okay, and we have here a big fail-safe. That fail-safe is that as soon as he will flinch out, he will take the partner with him, and we're safe. Get it? Are there any questions? Come on, anything. Does it make sense to you, honestly? Yeah? Okay, good. Let's try it out. Okay, so stop. As soon as you recognize from here that the 45 is coming, you compress the gun. As soon as you see that he compresses it, you see the problem, it's yours. You will take a step forward slightly, just in front of him a little bit, exactly. Body contact, and let's move. Exactly. Yeah, body contact, good. And moving. Exactly, you recognize the problem, compress the weapon down, compress it down. Exactly. Try to get rid of the bad habit of twisting it and just line it down. Very good. Yeah, very good, yep. Yeah, yeah, very good. Okay, 45, weapon down, compress it. Let him take the lead. You will be slightly forward, elbow like this, perfect, and let's go. Yeah, exactly, you're with them. Yeah, very good, clean angle, let's go. Very good, let's go. Very good. Yeah, very good. Body contact, body contact, body contact. Exactly. And so on, let's go. Exactly. Be aware body angles, yeah. Slowly, slowly. Very good, stop at the 45, compress. Take it slowly, then he can tell that there is a door here. Yeah. He will body bunker right now, roll with him. And so on and so on and so on. Okay, makes sense to everybody? Yeah. Okay. Describe me in few words what this tactic and constellation can help you in your daily work.
I think it's very fast, and I feel where the partner is going, and so there's no need to talk.
Okay.
For me, very important, so we don't waste time and
not too complicated to learn, right? Yeah. And it's the same thing basically in mechanics like we learn with clearing rooms, right? Yeah. It's the same thing. Doesn't matter center fed, corner fed, whatever, right? By the way, we talked about it previously. What kind of structural shapes do we have here? L-shape. L-shape. But before we get here, and let's say we're in the beginning, what kind of a structural shape do we have? Tubular. Okay. So everything connects together. We don't need to learn too many new things, right? Very good. Okay. It's all about consistency. Good, it makes sense. Let's summarize it just in a few words. Okay? When I'm approaching the problem, the person who is the nearest to the problem takes the responsibility. Makes sense? The latest is the 45. At the 45 or before, number 2 or the person in responsibility starts to address it. What does the number 1, or the person who is not in responsibility for this, is covering to any other problem, like in this case to the front. Important is to be slightly behind the person who solves the problem. Why? And this is the most important thing for you, for example, because one day maybe someone will jump on you or something will happen, and that flinch mechanism will be a reflex that will try basically to help you to survive a threat, right? That reflex will not just take place, but in the same time it will be compliant with your tactics. How? In the following way. You will push yourself into the person behind you, and then it will take you away from danger. As long as you're able to understand that, 45, compress the weapon, get the corner, and having this constellation with the shoulder, you're good to go. Make sense to everybody? Good. 2 simple principles. Personal responsibility, start the work at 45 degrees. Number 1, compress the weapon at the 90 degrees. Make sense? Good. As soon as you take the 90, the weapon goes up. Make sense? Good. Are there any questions? Good. All right. Let's go to the next topic.